back. It's day 2 on the transmission reassembly. Do not scratch the couch. I'm just getting ready to head to the dealership. We gotta sell some wheels and then rebuild the transmission. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, made it to the shop. 240's looking pretty good in the light, as it always does. All right, on today's agenda, we're gonna get the Z32 transmission reassembled. I don't believe it's gonna be too difficult, as I took apart the other one. Here's our center section. Our internals we're going to slap together with our bell housing and tail section that we previously had. Just a little bit cleaner tail section. Obviously we have this machine bell housing, is what we're going to use that for. So should have everything here. We have a box full of spare parts just in case we don't. So place a couple seals and whatnot, and let's get popping. Let's get this table wheeled out here in the center here. Find a good position for a time lapse. Start cracking on this transmission. All right, we got the table pulled out, put it in a better position to work in. We can get around here to the toolbox and whatnot, get all the drawers open. Shouldn't need too much, but let's get cracking on this. All right, as you saw, went ahead and got that rear seal here replaced. So yeah, we're gonna keep on cracking. All right, before I get ahead of myself, I'm gonna pull up the instructions as well as the exploited diagram and the torque specs, just to make sure I don't put one part in there before the next, you know, and essentially fuck myself. So yeah, give me a second there. All right, a few moments later, printed out a complete diagram set as well as the instructions of all data. Highly recommend All Data. It's a very valuable website. Punch in whatever car you want, find pretty much any procedure, anything you want as far as labor times. If you wanted to charge somebody some book time, if you have a side job or whatnot. Yeah, as mentioned before, printed up all the diagrams, all the instructions, torque specs. Actually, I did not print out the torque specs. I'm gonna quickly do that. It should be pretty easy. Do this live. See mechanical specifications. Tightening torque. Print that. Quickly run out here. Two pages, 3 pages, 4. It's Christmas, motherfucker. All right, got the torque specs. Get all these stapled together so I don't lose anything. Stay organized around here. Try to at least. And get cracking as mentioned. Alright, we just got our main selector rod, or whatever this guy is called, thrown in the rear tail section. Got it connected to this little guy with the ball, with our connecting dowels. Got it tapped in there gently with the hammer. Probably should be using something brass, but hey, we gotta learn from mistakes, right? It's a drift car. Should be able to throw the internals in here, into the tail section, and then connect this guy on there with the provided dowels. So yeah, we're gonna keep cracking. Nice. Just drop the fucking tail section. So if it didn't land on anything that had to be sealed. Looks like it might land on that sensor, but fuck it, we don't need those where we're going. Yeah, let's try not to do that again. Set this somewhere. Alright, before I slap that tail section on there, gotta prep the surface, both sides, just to make sure I don't leak any gear oil everywhere. It's a drift car, but try to keep it clean out there. So. Alright, got those surfaces prepped up for some RTV. Got it sprayed down once more, as well as blown off. Just make sure there's no fucking debris stuck in between the gears and whatnot. Just keep cracking. Alright, quickly read over those instructions to make sure I wasn't going to forget anything before I slapped on that tail section. So let's do that. Look at me getting ahead of myself once more. So, need to go ahead and prep the tail section surface for that gasket maker, and then actually apply the gasket maker before I slap the sections together. So, yep. All right, I'm hustling to get this bell housing on there before that tail section RTV dries. Gotta get the bolts in there, obviously. Get them tightened down. A proper seal. So yeah, hustle, 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 motherfuckers. All right, got the bell housing on the ground, sitting on some pieces of wood. Gonna go ahead and slap these two pieces right on top. It's gonna be a fun time. Alright, that was stressful as fuck. Got RTV all over myself, but hopefully that's just the dowels holding it apart. So we're gonna get the case bolts in there, see if we can hand tighten them, just make sure nothing's binding. And yeah, make sure everything's golden. Alright, just got those case bolts tightened down. Service manual called for a few uggas and a couple duggas, you know what I mean? With that said, should be good to dry. Hopefully everything spins freely. I did reach down there and grab it. Didn't hear any crunch crunch when I did twist it. So, it's hard to move it right there. But yeah, just got to get the shift linkage together and whatnot. Should be straightforward from here on out. God, I'm heated right now. I just ruined my fucking Prism mic hoodie. Goddamn RTV, I forgot to clean it up before I picked it up. Ah! Well, gotta support your boy again, so hey, why not? Alright, I messed up when I was assembling this. When I was combining the tail section with the internals, I was supposed to put this part of the linkage together, just because of the fit and whatnot. So I busted out the die grinder just to take off a little bit of material, just as I will slide in there. So I'm going to massage that a little bit more, get that part of the linkage on there, connect it with the dowels, and touch back with you. All right, a little update. Was finally able to get this little part of the linkage in there. Had to take apart that little gate lock down there. Hard to see, but yep, 210 mils. Had to pull that out, simultaneously stick that in there with the gate lock. It was a fun time, but should be able to get that dowel in there after we connect the ball. Hopefully we figure that out. Hopefully we didn't fuck it up already. Yep. All right, as I suspected, I did fuck up. I was supposed to get this little ball and cup connected simultaneously, and it was a pain, especially with that little shifter lock down there, the gate lock, whatever it's called. Had to take all the dials back out, so now I gotta line them back up, make sure everything's in the right orientation, knock those dials in. Should be straightforward from here. I know I said that before, but yeah, not much left. I believe I have a snap ring and whatnot after I get the front cover on. Actually before and then front cover. All right, got those dowels in there. Linkage is looking pretty good. Don't wanna fuck with it so much until we actually get it in the car, test it. But not too crunchy. We're gonna make sure we get all these little shifter return springs put back in there. We're gonna get the sensor, speed sensor stabbed in there as well. Make sure everything else is in there. All right, final piece of the puzzle is that front cover. Got a brand new OEM gasket. We're gonna get that gasket on there. Get all the bolts in there, torque them to their proper specification. We should be done with the transmission. Just gotta get the shifter bracket on there, but the main part's done. One last step before we get that front cover on there is to get this final C-clip on there, and then bang. just like that, transmission is pretty much ready to go in the car. Imagine we're going to take the shifter back off, but this thing's looking good. RTV dry and whatnot. Got that front cover on there. Everything spins as it should. Haven't gone through all the gears yet. I'll definitely do that before I throw it in the car. Definitely gave me a fight, definitely coming apart and going back together. I should have gotten those all data instructions definitely for the disassembly stage. I don't know why I got ahead of myself, getting all gung-ho, but hey, gotta learn somewhere. We got the little adapter plate we got to bolt on to the engine, I believe, and not to the bell housing. Yeah. And then we got some of those block off plates for, I believe, the old starter location. But transmission's pretty much ready to go in the car. I believe I'm going to throw it in there next weekend. This coming up weekend rather. Lift it up on the lift, throw it in there, easy peasy. Got a brand new drive shaft for that. Got the entire Mazworx kit with the excessive shifter bracket. This was the old Mazworx little shifter location, and to use that you would actually have to hole saw a giant circle, well, about 2-inch circle. You'd have to hole saw a 2-inch circle just so the location of the shifter would go up through your center console and whatnot. But utilizing the excessive bracket, it should retain the stock shifter location. Shouldn't have to hole saw up my car. So next step is just to throw in the car. Z32 complete.